I thought it was more of a villain. That's what.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Lost Art Project Veterans Voices. I'm your host, Andrew Cox, and today, that's right, today is special. Why? Because we got a fireside chat with the crew. But before we get into the episode, same as usual, if you're enjoying these podcasts, make sure you go hit up the website. That's the Lost Art Project, veteransvoices.org. Again, the Lost Art Project, veteransvoices.org. We are a new nonprofit, so if there's any way you can help us out, it would be much appreciated. A big shout out to the Till Valhalla Project out there doing amazing things. If you don't know anything about them, go check them out. Even if you do know something about them, go back and check them out. They're always doing new stuff. They're always doing great things. You can always find them at tillvalhallaproject.com. Are you a Marine veteran? Are you missing that bond you had on active duty? Then I have a place for you. Join the only congressionally chartered Marine Corps Veteran Service Organization, the Marine Corps League. Get that brother and sisterhood back in your life. Become one of the fewer, the prouder, a Marine Corps League member. All right, here we are, man. We got the crew here. It should be a good time. I missed everybody. Like I was jonesing all week. I needed a good shot and a good dose of the crew. So thanks for coming on. I appreciate you guys. We'll start with Jess. How are things up in the frozen Great White North?
It's 70 degrees, so we're done with winter, I guess. We've got an 80-degree swing in less than 4 days. So we're just doing what we're doing every March. So
well, short-lived, I guess.
We'll see.
For now.
Everything's on fire up here right now, anyway. So we'll see how that goes.
Geez. It's not one thing; it's another.
It's called organic food.
Yeah, southwest corner of the states on Nebraska border is just getting burned out right now. So
wow,
in Custer State Park. So we're going through it again. Fire season already.
Holy moly!
Good for you bikers, that's right next to Sturgis area. So
I bet the bikers sitting over here next to you, I bet they know all about Sturgis. How many times have Joe, Chris? How many times have you all gone to Sturgis?
So I have never personally been to Sturgis, but Chris has been several times.
Yeah.
You in Rapid City, Jess?
I'm on the opposite side of the state. As far away as you can still be in the state, but yeah, we're heading out there for our department conference for the league here soon. So
Chris is part of the Iron Butt Order. So
what that is
for that, it's how many miles in a day?
1,000, I think.
1,000 miles a day.
Yeah, I have not done that yet.
Yeah, well,
we had a couple guys
have to have an iron butt.
Yeah, it sucked.
It was like we had a couple guys do the.
Say it again, Chris. I didn't hear you, man.
It sucked. It was like jet lag for like 3 days afterwards.
Very nice. Well, heck, Joe, you've been on here before, so you know the drill. But how are you doing? And then introduce your friend, Chris. Tell us a little bit about him, or he can tell us about himself. It doesn't matter. He's a big boy. He can do it. That's fine.
I'll give him a small introduction and then let him do the rest of the talking. But we're talking about temperature, and man, it's 99 degrees here right now. Summer is in full effect.
Wow.
Here in and it was hot yesterday, and it was hot the day before. But it was cooler before then.
Where are you at, Chris?
Winter's over.
Where you at?
Where am I at?
Yeah, where are you at right now?
I'm at Joe's place. We're in Tucson.
Oh, okay.
outside of
I was
Tucson.
gonna say it's that temperature here in Southern California.
Is it really? Holy moly!
Yeah, we've been shattering records every day.
Yeah, so it's hot here. I invited Chris to come on the podcast with me. He's an Army veteran, retired U.S. Customs officer. You guys know I retired from the Border Patrol.
Mhm.
He's got 101 stories, kind of like Antonio. Was an MP and a bunch of other stuff while he was in the Army. And you see us in our cuts today. Chris rode over. I wasn't going to leave him hanging, so I threw mine on as well.
Nice.
But we're with Full Metal Freedom Law Enforcement, Military Veteran Motorcycle Club, Good Cause 501c3 organization. We do charity stuff. And I'll let Chris tell you about his time in the Army and a little bit about being with OFO.
Right on.
So in '84, I started in the reserves. I went to medic school. And then in '86, I decided to go on active duty. Told the recruiter, he goes, "Hey, what do you want to do?" I said, "Well, I want to be a general." And the recruiter's doing his thing. And so it got to a point where I said, "Let me show you something." Showed him the ID card. Said, "I already have an MOS. All I want is jump school and Fort Bragg."
Oh, nice.
Well, you got to do your considered prior service, so you can go air defense, infantry, and if you really want jump school, you got to be a cook. Well,
Oh,
ended up deciding on infantry, so I did that. Went up to Fort Richardson.
I know the camera's on me. I'm trying to fix it.
And then came up for re-enlistment. Re-enlisted for MP school.
Nice.
Went down PDY and returned, and then went back up to Fort Richardson. Did my first tour as an MP up there, or my second tour. And then Desert Storm picked off. Tried to get over there. Got caught up in the stop loss. Got stuck. And then ended up PCS down here to Fort Huachuca.
Oh, okay.
And then went to Korea for a year. Came back and decided it was time to get out, and went federal after that.
Wow. Now, why federal, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I didn't want to have a break-in service, so
Okay,
I was actually on terminal leave while I was going through the academy for INS.
Oh,
so
wow.
I had my fingers crossed the whole time, hoping nothing would happen. But
they call you back or something.
Yeah, but it worked out pretty good.
Yeah. Wow, very nice, very nice. Well, thanks for being here. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. We'll jump over. Mark, I know you just said it was 99, so I imagine you're probably not even having to heat your pool at this point, right?
No pool heating going on. No pool heating. Just the grandkids. They'll still swim in it. Doesn't matter. So they don't care how cold it is.
Yeah,
it's a pool, so they're back in there. But no, California, we've been getting slammed with some heat here, especially East County, San Diego, close to 100 every day, just shattering records. The closest record I think today was like 85 or something.
No kidding.
It's close
Wow.
to 100. Yeah, it's brutal heat out here.
Holy cow! I bet you that's because of El Nino.
I'm not sure, but we did have a great St. Patrick's Day, of course, on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very nice.
I survived.
So it's San Diego?
Yeah, he's in San Diego. Yeah.
Okay, right on.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jim, how are things for you, man?
Oh, they're going. I just got done double checking my membership for my detachment.
Yeah.
Of course, the Marine Corps League is always behind, but they gotta find a better way. But hey, one thing at a time. Other than that, we're good.
Wow. Yeah. Marty Rector, she was a drummer in the band, but she says 106 in Palm Desert. I'm gonna have to say you can have that. But Yeah, Marty Rector, you have to come on the podcast and share your story at some point in time. So don't shy away from it. Let me know. We'll get you signed up. Oh shoot, trying to hide that. Nice. So what else? Anything else going on, Jim?
I'm going to funeral tomorrow for a Vietnam Marine veteran passed away Monday, where our detachment's going to do the honors
Right.
for him. So other than that, no.
All right. All right. Well, sounds good. It's good to have you back on here, Jim. It's been a little while.
It has. I'm feeling a little bit better than I have lately.
Good.
I've lost 60 pounds in 5.5 months, and no, I'm not trying.
Yeah. Holy cow, man. Whew. Like wasting away on us, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah. Well, shoot, we're gonna get some steaks over to you. That's what we need to do. Just
Damn right.
It'll take me a long time to eat them,
Yeah.
but I'll eat it.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a good steak, right?
No, sir.
Awesome. Well, let's jump over. Mike, how you doing down there in Georgia area?
I'm doing good, Andrew. To go along with what everybody else saying, temperatures Monday, Tuesday, we had a hard freeze here. It was down in the 20s here. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure it was like that up there with you, Jim, too, because I know it snowed.
It was. It did snow, but nothing stuck.
Yeah.
Where I'm from in Michigan, though, yeah, they got like 3 feet.
Sheesh. You said in Michigan?
Yeah.
Wow.
I have family up in the upper part of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
It snowed crazy up there.
Wow. Whew.
It's good old Michigan.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, I don't really have an agenda for tonight, fellas. So anything's game. Just remember, no politics, and try to keep it PG as much as we can, and then we'll be good. So yeah, there's only rules. Only rules. Sorry.
Jess, I heard you say something earlier about Sturgis, and I think we cut you off. What were you saying about it?
Oh no, you're talking about the Iron Butt. We had a couple of guys going from Canada down to Mexico. They make that run. So they do the Canadian border.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, that's a long haul.
Yeah,
they don't do that in a day though, do they?
Don't quote me.
No, I don't think they do.
I was gonna say, man, that's a long way to go in a day.
Yeah. No, the whole Iron Butt thing is you have to log X amount of miles. I think it's 1,000 miles or maybe 700 miles. Might even be 600. I can ask the Google gods here in a minute. But if you log so many miles in one day on your bike, you get and it's an unwritten thing. I mean, I think there are some pins and stuff that you can put on your cut. We don't really do any of that stuff on our cuts, but yeah, you get inducted into the Order of the Iron Butt, and that just basically means you've ridden X amount of miles in one day, which it's tough, man. It's tough on the taint, you know. If any of you guys ride horses, like actual horses, yeah, it's I mean, once you become experienced, it's a little easier, but in the beginning, it's tough. It is tough, and it's kind of the same on a motorcycle. You know, you can get on your iron horse and ride around, but if you're just doing daily stuff here a little bit, you don't really feel it. But that first time you go across several states, it's a different story. Chris actually has a really good story about one of the times he went to Sturgis, and what you were fueled on Red Bulls and beef jerky and had a heart attack or something. You want to tell that story?
No, that was actually coming back up from Georgia. I was a guest instructor at Fletzy down there and wanted to get home, and beef jerky and Red Bulls. Got to Milwaukee and had a mini stroke. So
Wow.
got put in the hospital for about 4 days, and a few years later, open heart surgery. So
what you're saying is don't drink Red Bull.
and eat beef jerky and don't get out of the car and just keep driving. Yeah. But on the bike though.
How long ago was it where that astronaut was wearing diapers? She was driving from like Orlando or from the Kennedy Flight Center to Houston. Do you guys remember that story? There's the astronaut.
I remember that story.
Diapers. Yeah, that was
Dang.
That was the road trip from hell right there. I think that's I'm going to skip that one if I can.
I'm not that dedicated to anything to put a diaper on. I'm not that dedicated.
Yeah, no, me neither. So another thing about Chris, when he was with Office of Field Operations, they call him the piping Viking because he's a bagpiper.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Cool.
I thought that was neat. So you've done, not that it's a happy thing, but you have done numerous amounts of services, in funeral honors and stuff.
Yep.
But he's I guess I would say he's in the musical industry, which you guys are part of.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's an incredible thing to be able to do. There's so many times being in the band, we got requests for bagpipes all the time to come out and play different events or, at a funeral or anything like that. And every time, because we don't have them, every time we'd have to say no. We did have a couple of guys that did play them. So when they were around, we'd, just give them their information so they could go do it. But yeah, we got requests all the time for it.
Yeah, it's a thing. We did recently. We went to a school for, was it like a Veterans Day? What was it?
It was Patriots Day.
Patriots Day. And we ran into a couple of his buds that are still active duty. I think Brandon is his name, right? The drummer. And who was playing pipes that day? Was anyone on pipes?
Dan
was on pipes. Yeah. But I don't know about you guys, but if there's one instrument in this world that hits me right in the feels as soon as it starts playing, is the daggone bagpipes, man. I mean, I like to consider myself, I'm a manly man. As soon as those pipes start singing, man, waterworks.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique sound that everybody's going to recognize immediately. And as long as they're played correctly, gorgeous, man. I love it.
I was going to say that even, somebody that knows how to play them, it's an extremely haunting sound.
Yeah.
At that point, when you hear it, it just, what they represent it's an amazing thing when you stop and think about it and you actually listen to it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've ever asked, how did you get into playing the pipes?
It was when I was working out of O'Hare.
Oh,
airport. Befriended one of the aviation police who was a piper, retired CPD. So he invited me over to an event that they had, and got invited by the pipe major to come in and start taking chanter lessons. And next thing you know, I'm piping with the band is the pipes and drums of the Airman Society Chicago Police Department.
Yeah.
So I was with them for about 5 years or so, and then before I transferred back down to the border.
Now that band in particular goes around the country playing all over the place, don't they?
Recently, a few years ago, they went to Police Week for the first time, and the following year, during the competition, they ended up winning. So
oh wow,
that was good for their second visit to Police Week to win the competition like that.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool. Well, I'll tell one of my quick stories about bagpipes and stuff. But we were doing it was in, where was it? I don't remember where it was, but it was a policeman tattoo. And so it was all these different police pipe bands got together. Of course, Marine Band was there. We did the tattoo. And I remember walking around, and it was like late, right? We had the after party. We're walking back to the hotel, and all of a sudden a cop pulls up behind. He's like, whoop, whoop. And we're like, oh no, man, this is bad. So he pulls up, and he's like, what are y'all doing? And we're like, oh, we're going back to the hotel. And he's like, oh, okay. So he jumps out, he pops the trunk, and it's completely full of beer and ice. And he's like, grab a beer, grab two. And I'm like, okay. So I grab my beers, and Buddy grabs his, and we're like, this is weird. And he goes, jump in. And he grabbed a couple. So we get in, and he's like, go ahead and drink them. And he went, shh, and started drinking, driving down the road. I was like, oh my God, what in the world just happened?
Did somebody in the back seat turn around and say, hey, you boys like Mexico?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fucking say it.
That was good. That was good.
That's really cool. You know, as part of the Marine Band, what's the coolest venue that you've ever played? Understanding that you've probably played at the White House, you know, or at a change of command for the commandant or something. But, you know, besides like official things like that, just anywhere around the country, what's the coolest venue that you've played?
Go ahead, Mike.
I don't know. I know we've played for Ronald Reagan, played for Bush.
Holy shit!
We did it. Yeah, we did a ceremony in Hollywood. It was what was his name? The former Prime Minister of Israel. I can't remember his name now. He's long passed away now. I can't remember.
Before
Jess probably knows. Yes,
Ariel Sharon.
Yeah, he got you know, some presidential award or something like that. But Arnold Schwarzenegger was there, and
wow,
you know, it was actually, you know, stuff like that. I can't read what it says, man.
Was it Ariel Sharon?
I want to say it was, man, but this was in '94.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't gold in my ear.
Yeah.
Yitzhak Rabin.
Yeah. What about you, AJ?
Well, I've had a couple of pretty cool gigs. The two that stick out probably, well, there's three that stick out a lot. One is we got to play on top of Mount Suribachi on Iwo Jima for the ceremony.
Wow.
That was freaking awesome. I even have sand from Iwo Jima here, so I got the sand. But that was an incredible experience. Getting to fly into the island, and then, you know, we got to hike around the island, see stuff. That was really cool. And then we went to Bella Wood and performed in France at Bella Wood, and that was incredible. We got to tour the battle site. It was incredible. And then after that, oh, you got some too?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. I had a buddy of mine bring me back some sand. He's like, the only thing I had is one of these bottles from the airplane.
That's perfect. Yeah. The only other gig that was like super memorable for me was we got to perform for the Royal Marines Beating Retreat in London, which the Queen was there on one of the nights. You know, her husband was actually on the dais, but she was up in the window. And I remember just standing out there on the parade deck at parade rest, and I kind of glanced up and I see her up there, and I'm like, that's the freaking Queen, man. Like I'm sitting here in front of the Queen right now. This is pretty cool. But yeah, those are probably my top three, I'd say.
That's awesome. And that's a time in history because, you know,
yeah,
she's
that's right.
Well, not the Queen anymore.
Yeah. I didn't get
Didn't
to.
Didn't you guys go to Ireland, Andrew? Didn't you get to go to Ireland?
No, I didn't get to go to Ireland. No.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to Ireland when I was in Albany, but the whole hoof and mouth thing broke out. So,
well, did you go to Edinburgh?
No, we were supposed to go there too, but yeah, as far as Albany, I mean, we did went up to Ottawa and performed with the ceremonial guard band and stuff like that up there. We got to see them. Did like a change of command, or, you know, like a Friday, almost like a Friday colors ceremony with them. But you know, they bring the official mascot out. It's a goat with painted hooves. You know, so
I love it.
Everybody had to get a picture with the goat, but
Yeah, coolest thing I got to do, because like I said last podcast, I was with the Drum and Bugle Corps for my JRTC unit in high school. So the coolest thing we did was Mardi Gras.
Oh yeah,
We go to Mardi Gras, and they have a certain section where it's just a bunch of bands, high school bands and stuff, going through, and we got to do that in our cadet dress blues, and that was awesome.
Yeah. That is cool. Yeah, and Mardi Gras is an interesting experience for sure. And doing those parades, man, those parades are just crap. They're so long. What is it, like 9 miles or something? It takes you, well, I don't think it's 9 miles. Whatever it is, it takes you forever to get through because
it's like 9 hours.
Crossing and it's crazy.
Yeah, they didn't let us do that long. I think I think what we did, it was under 2 miles. I want to say like maybe it was 1.5 miles, maybe 1.75 miles, and then they shifted us off the thing. Yeah. But I know a lot of other bands and other people did either the whole stretch or way more. But high school kids, right?
Yeah. It's a long haul. The only other parade that gave that a run for its money was oh man, what's it called out?
Rose Parade.
What is it?
Savannah, Georgia.
Sorry. Say it again, Mike.
The Rose Parade.
Rose Parade. That's it. Yeah. That
Is
one
that in
was
San
a
Antonio?
long haul. Yeah, Pasadena. Yeah. That's I think it's 6 miles if I'm not mistaken, and it's nonstop. Like you don't stop. You just keep on going, man, and you're playing the whole time. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, that was always a good time there because we had the ceremonial pouch on the back on our blues, which you were supposed to have music in.
Yeah.
But if you were good, you at least had it all memorized. But like the night before, we'd all sit there and freeze beers and put them in our pouches. So by the time we got done with the damn parade, at least you're cracking a cold beer at the end of the parade. Never had a whiskey flask in there.
Yeah.
Getting your complimentary In-N-Out burger.
That's what I was going to say. They feed you In-N-Out at the end of it, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
No whiskey flasks in our JROTC blues, though.
Yeah, I would imagine they probably frown on that,
Yeah, just a little bit. But it was a really interesting experience, the ROTC program. But Jess, you said you were in JROTC?
No.
No?
We nothing remotely close to that where I grew up.
It was amazing. So by the time I was in my second year of high school, I was fully brainwashed, right? I was like,
nice.
Marine Corps is definitely what I'm joining. I was on the silent drill platoon, I was on the color guard, I was on the PT team, the sniper team, the drum. I did everything that I possibly could.
Yeah.
And competitions were really cool because we would go to Baytown, Corpus Christi. We went to 29 Palms a couple times. We did all kinds of stuff, and we would learn the routines, right, with the M14s, and we had demilitarized M14s,
right?
And we do the whole thing with them, and that was one of the things I actually wanted to do in the Marine Corps was join the silent drill platoon.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know, but maybe it changed. But at the time, that would only take 0311, to be on the silent drill platoon, and I was working with the first sergeant over at 8th and I, and I had my application in. And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm going to get to be part of the silent drill platoon, but something was jamming me up. Something was holding me up.
Yeah.
And finally, the guy called me back, and he's like, "There's something holding you up. I don't know what it is." He's like, "Let's go through the thing again." He's like, "That's right off the bat." He's like, "You're in 11, right?" I was like, "Yes, I am." And we go through a bunch of other stuff, and he's like, "I just don't get it." He's like, "I'm going to have to call the 03 monitor, and this now." I'm like, "Well, hold on, sir." I'm an 0811. He's like, "What did you say?" I'm an 0811. He's like, "You motherfucker." So I didn't get to go.
Numbers are hard. Numbers are hard.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But it would have been an interesting. Is it a B billet? Is silent drill platoon?
No, it's not. It's not a B billet.
What is it? What is it considered?
Security force.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I have no idea. Security forces make sense because they're the security for the DC and stuff. If the shit.
I don't think they're part of security because I was in security forces. I did 3 years in Rota, Spain as a security force. And I don't think the silent drill platoon fell under the cadre. I knew all the commands.
Yeah.
They fall under
get
8 to
SDP,
9,
don't they?
Yeah, they fall under 8 to 9 for sure.
Yeah,
but they have SDP though. They get that special duty pay off that, and then
I don't think so.
You'd have to ask Aaron. Aaron's the resident expert
Aaron
on the
was up
podcast.
there. Too bad he's not on here. Aaron, if you're listening, man, what was the deal with it? Let us know.
Yeah, I'm interested to know what kind of duty it was considered, or if it's like you know, going a drill instructor is a B billet, right?
Yeah.
So on your own fit reps, you got to put J9 Echo to go to the drill field, to go recruiter, you got to do something else. But yeah, I don't know if it was considered a collateral duty, or if they just file you under I&I staff or what. I don't know.
Well, they didn't fall under like the Yankee White program, did they?
So the Yankee White program is different. I also was going to go to that under the Clinton administration. And they canked my orders to that, which is why I wound up going to security forces. But that was a whole year application process to go to the Yankee White program, and
just for the clearance.
Yeah, so that's those guys. Maybe that's what you were thinking about, Jess. The Yankee White guys, I don't think are in the same boat as the silent drill platoon,
because they had the Camp David, the SDP, Body Bears. MCI used to be part of 8th and I too, which is like a weird setup.
Yeah, that's true.
Then they had the band across the street. So, but every time we got, I mean, Mark, you remember guys coming off security forces, you spend like 2 years just getting them spun back up to be like Fleet Marine. So we always treat them like security forces. I mean, they're great at shoot houses, but as soon as we got in the desert in 29 Palms, it was like, this is what we call a compass. This is what we call a map.
Right.
This is called a bayonet.
Bad for Marines, man.
Dude,
Man, don't hate on them. Don't hate on them.
Now, security forces? I will every day.
You will every day. Now, Mark,
yes.
Now you didn't do security forces or anything. You did drill instructor for your B billets, but you served with a lot of individuals that did security forces, and normally they do that first and then come back, correct?
Well, yeah, a lot of Marines, when they right out of infantry training battalion, they'll get orders. We used to call it Marine barracks. Then it changed to security forces. But I spent my first year I spent a whole year at Marine Barracks, Fallbrook, California, at the Naval Weapons Station.
Oh no, Fallbrook.
Yeah, that used to be a Marine Barracks.
God, why did they hate you that much? That's like
doing
embassy guard
in
Baghdad or Kabul. My God,
whole year. I spent 1983 there.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you why they're hated so much. Sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
So just like Jess said, you have the shooting, you have all that, but you don't have the field.
Mm-hmm.
But the one good thing about my year was all of our NCOs, they were just straight from a grunt unit at Camp Pendleton. So
nice.
They didn't want to do the security guard shit, so they had us out in the little hills there around all the bunkers and stuff like that. So I was blessed in that way to be trained by those guys before I got to the fleet.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good deal.
But Jess is right. The barracks duty, they might be all spit and polished, but like I said, you gotta really re-green them, make them green.
Re-green them.
So when I was in Rota, Spain, security force unit, all the young Marines, right, all the PFCs and maybe a lance corporal or two privates, they all come from infantry training battalion straight overseas. Well, when you go overseas, it's a 3-year tour. So from what I heard is the reason that the infantry didn't like them, because they had 3 years in the Corps already. They get sent back from overseas to whatever, infantry unit, and they don't know their asshole from their elbow.
Yeah.
Right. They don't know how to patrol. They don't know how to, really do anything. What I will say is when I got to Rota, Spain, all of the platoon sergeants, most of the NCOs that were there were all SS guys. They were all hogs, right? They were all infantry guys. And, we would go to the field out in Spain. We'd go from Rota, Spain to Sierra del Retin, Spain. And they'd spend a week and a half, sometimes 2 weeks out in the field and do whatever it is that they needed to do. And then we come back. But as time went by, all those guys started to go back to the fleet, and we had NCOs, because for NCOs going to security forces is a B billet. You had guys who were like Harrier A-frame mechanics, you know, generator repairmen. I went there as an 0811 field artillery. You know, you had guy who was supply, you know, going over there and being security forces and platoon sergeants and being in charge of infantry Marines, even though those guys didn't technically know what being in the infantry was until they went back to the fleet and experienced it for themselves. It's a totally different world.
Yeah, and by then they're getting senior, you know, by time in service and everything. I'm assuming they come back to Lance Corporal. Yeah, so I can see the rub there for, you know, some young PFC, and then, you know, they get a Lance Corporal comes in that, or even a sergeant that doesn't know as much as they do. I can see the rub for sure.
100%. We had 2 guys that got there as PFCs. And by the time they left their 3 years in security forces to go to an infantry battalion in the fleet, were sergeants. Now, granted, these guys were locked on, they were squared away, but they were squared away security force guys.
Yeah.
They weren't necessarily squared away infantry guys. It's a different culture.
Yeah, that's a good point.
When you go to 29 Palms, like Joe knows, that can be life and death real quick.
Yeah.
So, and that's where there was certain security force companies you just like kind of took under your wing, like Kings Bay, Yorktown, Washington. Iceland had a little weirdness to it, and then Gitmo was the worst. You had to ask them if you're windward or leeward. If they're windward, they were usually like stoners, and if they're leeward, they were psychos.
Oh my god!
And that was like funny because there was a lot of weed down there with Jamaicans and Gitmo back in the 90s. There was not a urinalysis in the area. So the leeward guys, we're doing like log PT up and down the hills in 29 Palms. Like, this psycho's gonna kill us because he watched too many movies. He was part of the movie. And the windward guys like, so when's fish coming through? Like, what the hell?
They're gonna be fishing down in Lake Bandini. That's what they're gonna be doing.
pH fish.
Oh man, that's messed up.
But I mean, when it came to the shoot house stuff, we get dropped in like Camp Pendleton Combat Town, and those guys were like rock stars.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got really lucky with some of those guys. We learned a lot of mount with them. Right. There's not a lot of mount towns in 29 Palms back in the day. It was mostly long range raids, and you put us in a city, and now we're talking 3 dimensions. Like, oh, this is kind of gross.
You know, that's a good point you bring up, that the way that the military can adapt to what's going on, right? The training. There wasn't a lot of mount towns back in the day, and you know, as we started getting more and more into that type of fighting, man, they started popping up everywhere.
We used to have to go up to Fort Ord for in their mount facility.
No kidding.
So instead of just going to, like now at Camp Pendleton Range 400, or that mount town over there, we had to take the whole battalion up to Fort Ord.
Wow. I was on the Muse staff when we went to George Air Force Base because they had that base housing out there. And we were part of the original.
So that was usually a 29 Palms visit, then up to Fort Ord.
Like, wow. George Air Force Base, where they had the wild weasels back in the day, got sold to a civilian airline. Like they're just parking aircraft out there, but they had that old military housing. Yeah. So we went out there for the Muse staff, and we're trying to like talk to them about using the housing area for mount, and they started quoting us per broken door, per broken window.
Are you serious?
It was hilariously funny watching our guys just like their heads about exploded. Like, there's not a working door on this base. All the windows are busted out. We just want to use it to like jump around and like move, shoot, move, communicate, right?
Yeah.
And the people who were running this base thought they were like, they own the Hollywood Hills or something. I was like, these are not mansions, you crackheads. There's snakes all over the place. It's like Victorville.
Yeah.
Like, psycho. That was the longest drive back. It was like, they wanted like 75 to 100 grand just to move out there and set up for a week. And stuff. It was pretty extravagant. I'm like, nah, this ain't gonna happen.
Were you guys using simunition for that?
It was just blanks.
Wow.
We're just trying to get that. Yeah, we were blowing doors.
I didn't use the system, but I knew about it. Because I did a lot of instructing and stuff in the Marine Corps. I know that before simunitions, the top of the line training for stuff was the Miles gear. Remember the Miles gear?
What a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Well, and it's so funny because it was so prevalent. Probably the biggest example I can think of is Heartbreak Ridge. Mark probably wrote the script for that movie. Yeah. But they were using the Miles gear for the force on force training that they were doing. Yeah.
Mark was in that squad in the movie. I don't know if you knew that.
Well, they filmed it out at 3rd Battalion 9th Marines headquarters when they were still at San Mateo.
East Coast. First time I saw that movie, I was living in those goddamn barracks. I thought I was living in like a dream world, man. I was in the Quonset huts. I walked outside. It's like, come back inside. Walk out outside. Like, that's here. Like, no shit, you idiot.
I met a guy who was in that movie when I was doing those PIVAs that I was talking about last time, the Port Integrated Vulnerability Assessments. One of the Navy cadre that went as the hospital corpsman, he was a senior chief at the time, but he was assessing the hospitals and stuff. He was I don't know if you remember the scene, but Gunny Highway is on the bus going to go check into the recon unit, and he's in uniform. He's got all his ribbons, and there's a Navy corpsman, and he's looking back at his fat stack of fruit salad. Yeah. So that Navy corpsman, I met that guy. He was way older.
Oh, that was him. Oh, yeah, wow.
So we hung out for the 5 or 6 or 7 days that we were on the PIVA together, traveling all over Europe.
That's cool.
That's
awesome. Really cool. That I knew, and Mike, you probably know him too, but one of the bandsmen, actually, there's a couple of them that were there, but the one scene in the movie where they're at the officers club and the band is playing, that was really the 1st Marine Division band.
Oh yeah, that was
playing. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it's pretty cool.
Can't say no to Clint.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, what's the name of the bar up there that they went to, Mark? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Up in like San Juan, I think.
Well, the one in San Juan was Swallows Inn.
Swallows Inn, yeah.
But the one where the older lady put out his T-shirts and shit like that.
Yeah.
That was Carl's.
Carl's. I don't think I ever went there.
Oh yeah, we used to go there all the time. It was
really
great.
Now, where was that one at?
Right off of 78.
Oh, okay.
78 and past college. It was like right past college.
Okay. It's not still open
going,
though, right?
West to east.
West to east, okay. But it's not still open?
No. They sold it. They knocked down the building. God, it was a great place.
Yeah. Now the other one is still open, if I'm not mistaken. Now I haven't been there in a long time.
Swallows is still open.
Yeah, it's a pretty,
great name
pretty
for
cool
a bar.
What's that?
That felt like a great name for a bar.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool. I mean, it's exactly the same minus all the bras on the ceiling.
Yeah, they still got a bunch of those.
You know what I've been seeing all over my Facebook feed is, remember the yellow shirt Gunny High was wearing with the red United States Marine Corps? They're selling those now, and it's funny because I have like 2 or 3 of those shirts. Yeah, because my ROTC back in the day, our PT gear was scarlet and gold. We would wear the red shorts and the gold shirts.
The red silkies.
Yeah, well we didn't. Ours weren't silkies. Ours were cotton, I think. But I have like 2 of those yellow shirts with the red emblem, and don't ask me to fit in them. I don't think my leg would fit in it today. But yeah, those golden scarlet and gold shirts were awesome.
Yeah.
And then I don't know why, Mark. Do you know? I'm assuming you were in when we transitioned, because if you look at a lot of like old school boot camp books, the books that they put out, I've seen Marines, or rather recruits, in green shorts and white T-shirts.
Oh yes.
And then there was a period where they were wearing the scarlet and gold shirts, and then it just went green on green. Do you know what happened? Like what was up with that transition? I know you were in the depot for a long while.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the exact reasoning or the exact days, but yeah, it's just another change. Just like we used to have when the camouflage came out, they still had the sateen covers. So you still otherwise wear a sateen cover with a camouflage blouse.
Woodlands,
Wow.
With white t-shirts.
Yeah.
So when you came in, Mark, they were wearing this.
Then it went to green, and then General Krulak had brown, and General Jones came in and outlawed brown. And,
yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh man,
I remember we could wear either green or brown skivvy shirts. Yeah.
Yeah. That was it. That was until they changed it. Yeah.
Yeah, they lost their shit on us. We used to wear the cargo straps for belts, and then the belt system arrived, and that was fun.
Hey, I got to be honest with you. That first year, maybe 2 years of the McMack program, man, I hated life every daggum day. I swear to God, I think their sole purpose in life was to hurt everyone.
Break people.
I think that's literally what it was. Horrible. Body hardening. Oh my God.
Yeah, maybe some. The school was hard. The actual course was very hard. So I think maybe they were just trying to pay it forward or something. But
for sure.
Anybody that was like a close combat instructor before, what I think was a little bit more tempered because they knew the system. But anybody that just went
before that came in, we had the line instruction. So you had to get qualified in that also.
Grab, twist, pull, grab.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's
I was never an instructor for line, but I did receive the instruction in boot camp. Master Gunner Sergeant Don Vito's
I was a green belt instructor.
Nice. Yeah. In line training, you talking about, Mark?
Yeah, I was a line instructor. And then when when I got to DI school, I was a green belt instructor.
Right on.
As in when I instructor at DI school.
Yeah. Very cool. Man, Chris, you're being awful quiet over there.
I'm just enjoying listening to everybody.
I was just about to say, let's not exclude the Army guy. I know we're used to it, but
yeah. Tell us about the Army. Come on, Chris. Tell us.
Well, what do you want to know?
I don't know. Whatever you want to share.
Well, I mean, I started as medic, and then went infantry. So having the medic background in the infantry helped out a lot.
Oh yeah.
And then I didn't know if I wanted to stay in or not, so I ended up deciding to re-enlist and went MP. So having the infantry background as an MP really helped out a lot, especially out in the field and whatnot. And then, when people would see an MP, sporting the expert infantry badge, that just having that alone was maybe put it on a different level. And then with the medical background, that helped on both of them.
Yeah, for sure.
But fortunately, I was always in a garrison unit as an MP, so it was road duty, police work, our fights, domestics, shootings.
Now, would you say that set you up for when you got out and you switched over?
It helped because for a few reasons. For the leave, you get so many hours of leave per pay period after so many years. Well, I bought my military time back, so that put me right up to the top. So that helped. So
that is nice.
But having the military experience,
right?
At that time. Nowadays, I mean, you think about how many veterans are in the workforce.
Oh yeah,
quite a few. Back in the mid '90s, less than half of what we have today. So
I
think having that experience helped out with when we were exposed to, getting rocked from Mexico or, ambushed.
Right. Well, tell us, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about your experience, doing all that. How did you like it? Was it good? And
up until the point politics would get involved.
Yeah.
I
think that's everything. Yeah.
It was like, I always looked at it. You trust me to do my job, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get involved.
Yeah.
Tell me what needs to be done. I'll get it done. Don't ask me how I do it, but it'll get done. So
That's right. Now, and what places were you sent to? What areas?
Fort Dix, New Jersey, Fort Sam, Fort Richardson, Fort Huachuca, Fort McCoy, Camp Humphreys in Korea.
Okay.
That was about it. Fort Benning.
And how long were you in total?
With the reserves, about 11. It was about 9.5, 10, about 10 active, and then about another year and a half reserves.
That's a lot of places to go in a short amount of time.
Well, it was, training.
Yeah.
It was also, 84 to 96, so wasn't much happening except, Desert Storm.
Right.
But,
damn, 96 is when I joined the Corps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even 99. I joined in 99. I'm the young one here.
You're still a retired master gunzo. Rah.
Rah. That's thanks to a couple of folks on this podcast, specifically Mark, Mike. You guys made sure that you whipped me into shape and told me where to go and what to do. So yeah.
But that's something because does the Army does it branch off at E7 to determine which E8 you're going to go? Does the Army have mass sergeants?
Yeah.
Okay. I've always thought that was such a cool and interesting concept, right? Determining which path you want to take. Do you want to be a subject matter expert in your field, or do you want to go administrative and just go wherever the Corps needs you, or the Army, I guess. So staying in your field and going all the way up to master guns, man, that's there's the 3 coolest enlisted ranks that I think that there are, and this is my own personal opinion, right? Is gunny, right? Retiring as a gunny is cool because you get to be gunny for the rest of your freaking life, right? Like that's
good point.
That's cool. You're right in the middle, so you don't have to do any of the low-born staff sergeant shit. But you're not high enough to get any of like the real responsibility. You just get to do whatever the hell you want as a freaking gun. Really, right? And then from there, you either go master sergeant and master gun. So the 3 coolest ranks, I think, is master guns, right? Because you're literally the SME for your field. Gunny, because that's like the skatist freaking staff rank. I
don't know about
maybe not everyone, right? But that's the exception, not the rule. And then the other one I think is corporal, right? Because that's your introduction to becoming somebody. That's you coming from nothing. Now you're somebody. Depending on where you're at, some MOSs are oversaturated with corporals, but if you land in that certain situation where it's like you were literally a non-rate, now you're basically God. That's I think one of the coolest ranks.
Yeah. I always said that the coolest ranks are the odd numbers. The E7, the E5, E7, E9, those were the coolest ranks, I thought. And E3, of course, You could be the Lance Cooley. I agree. Yeah,
that's criminal underground, man. But you have to be part of the masses.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You were anonymous, and you could get away with anything. Being
Just
a senior Lance in 29 Palms was like you could do whatever you wanted.
Jess, you and I were in 2 different fucking Marine Corps because We couldn't get away with shit as a Lance Corporal. I was NJP. I was put in the pot shack while I was on boat. Always on working party.
Yeah, love it.
Dude, being a Lance Corporal was rough as an 08, man. You were
29 palms in the 90s in the infantry. There were staff and COs refusing orders to go out to 29 palms in the 90s. Lance corporals ran 29 palms. Mike, you remember there was just a shortage of staff and COs for the longest time out there. We had corporal platoon sergeants for a while. It was full staffed infantry platoons, corporals. If they could do the billet, your billet mattered more than your rank did. Yeah. I was accompanying guns as a Lance Corporal for a CAX. I picked up my first vehicle as a Lance Corporal, and I worked the 5th team. It was mayhem. It was Lord of the Flies.
Wow. Yeah.
Section leaders with Lances.
That's a good way.
If you want to be a section leader, you get one of the camionets and you fought it out. Whoever came back out first, they're the section leader. It was Lord of the Flies back in the 90s.
Nice.
It was wild.
I think we had one corporal who was a section leader, and that was the exception to the rule, because on the gun line, if you wanted to be a section leader, it was staff sergeant. That was TO, right? Staff sergeant. We had sergeants who were section leaders, but corporal was definitely exception to the rule.
Interesting.
So when we was talking like the 90s, like 94, the drawdown was happening. So we were frozen for a long time. If they did open it up, it was like so high that nobody's getting it. So, but we also had Madison as a regiment commander, Tulin as a battalion commander. I mean, we had the leadership was like, if you want to make it happen, make it happen. If you expected it to come down from on high, it wasn't coming. If you want it done, you did it. We had a corporal who figured out trigonometry from the maintenance shop, actually inverted an M16, put it on a solenoid switch, and we were firing M16 bursts through the main guns because we couldn't get ammo.
Nerd.
And he figured it out. Yeah. You know what we got to do? We got to shoot main gun and actually practice main gun rounds because they're too expensive for the 25 millimeters.
Nice.
But he was like, we figured out a trigonometry range with pull it on a pulley, and we're shooting like little foamy targets because we couldn't shoot range 500. Couldn't afford it. He's like, I bet we could do this, and he did it. I was like, that's amazing.
And those are the cool stories, right? I was talking more about like the general consensus, like average across the Marine Corps, right? I think the coolest ranks was corporal because that's a huge promotion, right? Going from Lance Coolie to corporal is a big promotion. Gunny, I think, is probably the coolest rank in the staff NCO's rank, besides Sergeant Major, obviously, right? Scheduling your tea times and, knife handing everybody, telling everybody to get off your lawn and stuff. It's great.
They're always angry. Always angry.
But and also Master Guns, man, you're essentially, I don't know. I think a Master Guns like a freaking warrant officer, like you have to lay down some coffee grounds in a pentagram, to summon these guys, You
got to do a dance of some nature.
I got two buddies of mine from a small town up here. It's probably like maybe 300 people. One's a chief officer 5 in counterintelligence, and the other one's a Master Guns comm. So every time we see these guys, we mess with them all the time. And Darren, I took my daughter out there, and his daughter, they got along about the same age. It was like, what's that bomb? Is that a pineapple? It's like, it's an angry pineapple. That's his rank. Yeah. Call me angry pineapple.
The Hawaiian
so she thinks
nice.
It's an angry pineapple. So she's like, so how long have you been an angry pineapple? And Darren looked at her like, what did you just say? And he looks at me and is like, you son of a bitch. Like,
angry pineapple. Right. That's good.
You got to embrace it, man. You got to embrace the love of the pineapple. Yeah.
She still has that because you peeled off one of his set of chevrons for her. But
all right. So here's the little Marine Corps history question. Jess, you probably know this. And if you know this, let the other guys answer first. Because you
Jess, let us have a shot at it.
Yeah. Marine Corps history guy. In the general rank structure, right? What was the acronym? Be my little general, right?
Yeah.
Right. How did how did a lieutenant general come to outrank a major general?
That is a good question.
Right?
It is.
Do you know, Jess?
Because they're lieutenants for the general, the 4-star, right?
Yeah, so it's brigadier, major general, lieutenant general, and then general, right? So,
Yeah.
but if you look at the preface, a lieutenant general outranks a major general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why?
So
I don't know the answer.
So the answer is back before they restructured it, because they did restructure it. It used to be brigadier general, sergeant major general, lieutenant general, and then general. And then at some point in history, they were like, why do we have sergeant in the general? So they chopped the sergeant off and kept the major general.
Interesting. Okay.
I know if you start pulling the strings on ranks, you're never going to come out of it. That thing is a gorgeous knot. And I'm trying to talk to like middle schoolers about this because for the project we're working. And when they started saying we need to normalize all this data for the rank structures, I'm like, you do not want to do that. Because chauffeur first class was part of the Army Air Services in World War I. And then you got wagoners, you've got all these ranks that were just specific to the time frame. And that's been, and then the Navy, they've just exploded.
That's all you have to say is the Navy. We're good.
Sodaman, first class, torpedoman, yeoman. And I'm like, what the fuck is a yeoman? And you think yeoman, and you're thinking like yeoman infantry from England. They're like, do they have bows and arrows? What the hell's going on? It's like, no, they're the admiral. I'm like,
that would be cool.
The hell? But yeah, so we've been we're just like, just type that shit in, guy. We just, if it says it, put it in. But we've kind of, like, the ranks are just insane.
Until at one point in time, the Marine Corps had drum sergeants.
Yeah.
And that was
five sergeants as well. And they had buglers.
It wasn't like a technical thing. That was a rank within the ranks. It was drum sergeant.
Yeah.
The mess sergeants too. That was a rank.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which one?
When you start like mess sergeants.
Mess sergeants, yeah, mess sergeants.
Yep. The World War I rank structure was like, this is nuts.
You know, you look at talking about musicians here. I'm gonna go on a tangent, and I apologize, but in World War I at Belleau Wood, just about every battalion had either a drummer or a bugler. For almost all of them. I won't say all of them, but so when you look at the roles for everybody that served over there, there's buglers and then there's drummers, who both of those was their own specialty. Then you had the band. So the band was over there as well, but the buglers and the drummers were separate, and they were attached to each battalion.
Because they didn't have cell phones to pass word.
That's true.
That's why.
Yeah, they had the bugler and the drummer to either run the line to pass the word and or play something for everybody. But typically in World War I, they were running the line.
Wait, was that actually a thing? Like, the bugler would do call signs for relaying messages?
That's where bugle calls come from. So the calls are very specific to, like attack or retreat or, whatever the case may be. But the buglers and the drums each had a specific pattern or a specific thing that they would play to tell the troops what to do. So that comes from like the Civil War era and stuff like that, right? Well, even before that, if you go overseas, but for us, right, back in that time. But once they got into World War I, they weren't necessarily utilizing that the same way. So, but what they did use them for was to be runners. So they'd run back and forth from battalion to battalion to pass information.
They also used that to synchronize their watches too, because they all had pocket watches. And they started doing wristwatches, and they started doing certain times of the day so everybody could synchronize their watches on the calls.
Yeah. So in World War I or II that the TA-312s came out? The comm wire with the ring the phone. Was it two? Two, right? Yeah. So I can see how
the party lines
calls would go over that. I only knew that the drummer in a like a continental era army or corps was there to maintain the cadence, right? When they were marching forward, whether it was
that was part of it as well,
whatever. Yeah, but the bugle, that's kind of like
so you've heard the bugle charge, right? The bugle call, you've heard charge. Yeah. That was literally what it was for. Hey, we're going to charge the enemy, and they would take off running at the enemy or what have you. And the drummers did keep cadence for marching as they were going forward. And then I don't know if you noticed, so the president's own and the commandant's own up in DC, they wear the red coats. Right. Well, the reason for the red coats is they were non-combatants.
They're fucking
so
traitors.
Back then, they people knew don't shoot at the red coats because they're non-combatants.
Oh, I didn't know that. I always wondered about that. Yeah, because they do wear the red coats, which I think looks sharp as hell. To be honest, like just me personally,
they look good. Yeah,
with the white trousers, that looks like pretty sharp.
Looks like traitors.
You know, if you put one on Chris right now, yeah, he definitely look like Santa Claus.
It reminds me, Gunning Claus wears the red coat and white trousers.
Yep. See, there we go. Gunny, one of the coolest ranks to be, Gunny Claus.
Yeah. There's two of them, if I'm not mistaken. There's one that's down in the Lejeune area somewhere. I don't know exactly where, and then one up by New York. So they're both Gunny Claws, and they go around and they do different fundraising things and help out with like Marine Corps League or anything really, VFW, whatever. But they do.
If you guys were cool on the West Coast, you guys should have a Gunny Claws out there in UDT shorts. I think that'd be hilarious.
That would do it right.
Mark's
down. I agree.
He knows right there.
Yeah, Mark, grow that beard out.
Just like UDT
grow
shorts.
That beard out, Mark. Throw those silkies on, and you get out there and make it happen.
No, UDT shorts.
Oh, UDT. Yeah. Throw the UDTs on. Yeah. It's all good. I like
a little
it.
bit of scrotum
hanging out.
UDT boys.
You sit down, you're all hanging out and everything.
That's how it works.
So that brings out a second question. Let me ask my first question. You guys that were gunnery sergeants in the Marine Corps, what was your experience being a gunny? And then my second question, after you guys are done answering that, is Mark, why do you still shave every day instead of growing a beard? But let's go with the gunny thing first.
So, we all know that answer. So
is he Patch Adams?
being a gunny, you could, like you said, you get away with anything.
Yeah,
I should have been court-martialed. I don't know how many times.
But Gunny was God.
Yeah,
because you have your finger in everything. Everything that happens or fails to happen is because of the company gunning.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that was so great.
So you made it all the way to Sergeant Major, obviously. Let me ask you a personal question. In the duration that you were in that rank, what was your best rank? Your favorite
throughout my career?
Yes.
Oof.
It'd have to be, I'd say the gunny.
Yeah.
The company gunny.
Okay. AJ, I know you made it all the way to Master Guns, man. So what about you?
I'll be honest, gunny was a blast. I loved being a gunny. Don't get me wrong, Master Gunny is nice too. It has its perks. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Definitely Sergeant Major was nice.
Right? Yeah. But as far as what you did, the impact that you had on everything that was going on, the unit thriving or not thriving based on what the gunny says, right? That to me was incredible. So I enjoyed the heck out of being a gunny. But now Master Gunny, I'm not going to turn it down. So I'll throw that out there.
Yeah, no, I don't think any of us would. Mike, I know you were in the Corps a long time, but what did you retire as or get out?
I got out as a master sergeant.
So what about your time as a gunny compared to being a master sergeant?
Gunny to me was like the epitome of the rank that I think anybody wanted to achieve. Yeah. Quite honest with you, I mean, gunny was the man.
Yeah,
I enjoyed being a corporal on board, being a sergeant. Enjoyed being a staff sergeant. But it's like gunny. It's like you finally arrived. In Andrew's case,
if you saw a weak ass gunny, it was like pathetic. It was like, come on. Yeah. I mean, what an insult for you to wear that if you're that weak and feeble.
Oh man.
Then in Andrew's case, when he became a gunny, he finally go ahead.
No, go
I
ahead.
can
Dude.
finally what? Say it again, Mike. I didn't hear you.
No, Jess was saying something. I cut him off.
No, I cut off. I was going to switch it. Go nuts.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
I was just going to make a joke as far as Andrew.
I'm ready for it.
As far as Andrew, when he became Gunny, he finally got his coffee cup. So
that's right. You got to have the coffee cup, baby. It's important, man. That's how we survive.
Well, I'm going to ask.
Don't touch Gunny's mug,
ask,
man. That's a death sentence.
Hey, don't wash it. That's for sure. Don't wash that coffee stain
No,
out of
you
there.
weren't one of those, were you?
Oh no, you don't wash it out. It gives it the flavor, baby. Yeah,
man.
And don't you put no creamer in there. Don't put creamer in your coffee.
I guess I
Andrew
never made it to Gunny.
Andrew was drinking his hazelnut coffee and all that bullshit.
Oh no,
I put Bailey's in there.
I love hazelnut.
Bailey's there you go.
Yeah, I remember that, Andrew Pendleton. Well, you weren't a staff sergeant yet when I left. You were a sergeant, right?
Yeah, I was still sergeant.
And I remember right before I left, all of a sudden, I don't know who the hell had what was that? Blue? Master Sergeant?
Blue, yeah.
Schweitzer had a coffee maker in his office or something, and you came walking past with a coffee cup in your hand, and you're like, "Hey, Top's got coffee." And I was like, "Well, what is it?" You were like, "Oh, it's hazelnut." And I'm like, "Get the fuck out!" Excuse my language. Get the hell out of here, freaking hazelnut. Seriously, had all the food creamers and all that crap. I'm like,
there was a time in my life. There was a time in my life where I made mistakes. Okay, Mike, leave me alone.
Got it right. So, Mark, did you know Sergeant Major Mackin?
Mackin?
Did you Mackin? Ernie Mackin?
Nah, it doesn't ring a bell.
He was a sergeant major in the early 2000s. He was our sergeant major, and he just destroyed gunnies for lunch. That was like his.
Out of 7th Marines?
No, he was on the 11th MEU, and then he came over from 2-4.
God, I should know.
And then security force battalion, or the MP battalion, whatever they were. But he just destroyed gunnies for lunch. They just ate them, just chewed them up and spit them out constantly.
Really?
So the worst rank in the MEU was to be a gunny. Everything. It was it was like his sport. He just hunted gunnies for fun. It was hilariously like these guys just got destroyed on the regular.
Oh man. So I used it, I used and abused them, that's for sure.
Abused, I can attest to. I'm just kidding. No,
the best rank to be at the MEU is a sergeant or a staff sergeant. It was like you just got shot out as to go find stuff and take care of stuff. Gunnies just were getting pulled into his office on the regular.
Now there is a certain degree of responsibility that goes along with it. So if you're a gunny and especially if you're doing company gunny stuff, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Mark, but it's important to be able to procure things and make things happen when nobody else can make it happen. That is the role of the company gunny. So if you struggle with that,
or the last couple underground
criminals,
yeah.
Well, that the company gunny has his little underground.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I traded back all of Echo 27's tripods to them because we ripped them off in the field because they left them out there. We were driving by, found all these like tripods for their 60s and 240s laying out there, and we just snatched them up, threw them in the back of the log, and they're all marked. And I was like, "This is amazing."
What rank were you?
We called them up. It's like, "What's the Lance?"
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
that was a Lance. It was a company gun. It was a Lance. So I'm like, gear adrift is gear for gifts. So we called Echo 27. It's like, "Hey, we found something. I think that if you leave us 20 unscrewed up camionets with spreaders that aren't shredded, we will leave them in a certain spot, and you leave them at this location." We traded them back their own shit. It was like the best thing ever.
Oh, I thought you'd get some beer out.
Biggest coup.
I know, that's what I was thinking. At least get some beer, man.
So,
well, if they were preparing for something,
broke the code. Yeah, that broke the code.
The beer broke the code.
If you stole the steel,
you had the wrong code.
No, yeah, well, it was a 29 Palms code.
Yeah.
If you were a Lance Corporal and you stole something, you're an asshole. If it was for you, but if it's for the unit, Now you can get
Of
away with it.
course.
I think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can
There
get
was no
behind
questions
that. Yep,
asked.
that was the code. Yep.
Yeah, that's
the
a
beer's
good
for
point.
the
If I
unit,
could
though.
get like new stuff, nah.
Yeah, but beers for the unit
It
is
was
nice.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
Cami-
You know.
Cami nets in 29 Palms were like gold, especially if they weren't destroyed. Because all those
I
little
can kind of
rings
see
here,
that in
like,
29 Palms, though.
Hell
know,
yeah.
and
Yeah, that's
busted
the
ass
only shade
spreaders
you
and
had.
everything.
Shade is important.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, so Mark,
So we traded.
I know you guys said you all know the answer. I still don't know the answer. Why don't you grow your beard?
I love this.
well, I'm going to go with my father's sage advice when he says, "Why should I cultivate something on my face that grows wild in the crack of my ass?"
Well, did he shave his ass? Because if he didn't, then he's not keeping faithful to his word.
It grew wild. So why should
Yeah, but he said
cultivate
it
on
grew
your
wild
face?
in his ass. So, you know,
Yeah.
you don't want
That's
that
what
on your face. You know.
I don't know. It looks. I mean, look at AJ. He's wearing his bearded. What is it? Bearded veterans club or something? AJ, your cap. What does it say? Your cover? A bearded veterans.
The bearded veteran brotherhood. Yeah, Mark is not a part of us.
Are you smoking a cigar too, Joe?
Yeah, Joe, you got a cigar?
I do have several. I can't light them up inside my house.
Yeah,
but,
no. You ask Mark about cigars. Yeah.
You don't smoke cigars either, Mark?
I don't put cylindrical objects in my mouth, suck on them, and say I enjoy it. I just can't do it.
Oh, man. Okay. Hey, you know what? I'm not.
It's a cock in a box.
I don't have a response to that. I don't have a. If Sergeant Major says so, then it is what it is. But
man, I'm loving it.
You should try a stogie here and there.
Oh. We've all had this conversation many a time, actually.
Yeah.
But Mark likes his Jameson, that's for sure.
He does.
Oh,
he
yeah.
does like Jameson. Yeah. He's a fan. He's a fan.
I have never heard anyone ever say that smoking a cigar is gay.
That's the water of life.
Today.
Hey, if you like a cigar, it's okay. It's all right.
I do enjoy a cigar, but the way Mark put it, man, it's got me rethinking things.
Wow.
Oh man. Speaking of sage advice and our fathers and hair in the crack of our ass and stuff, it's time for words of wisdom. All right. So, I'm sure you're cluing him in, right, Joe?
Yes.
All right. I just making sure. But before we get into the words of wisdom, we're going to have the books of wisdom with Jess. So, Jess, go ahead.
I brought a big one. So,
oh my God,
for the common defense.
Okay.
It's
oh God, that takes me 3 years to get through, man.
It's 700 pages. So yeah, it's a good book. So anyway, for the common defense is pretty much the history book for military history in the United States. And it goes back to the colonial times and the wars before the wars.
Mm-hmm.
So it really goes into the militias as well as the formation of the National Guard, the Minutemen, and it goes all the way through. And I think this is the most revised to the Cold War. So
wow, okay.
It is not even close to being complete, but if you want to get into the beginning of us as an American country and our formations and our foundations, for the common defense is where you should probably start.
Nice.
So,
and how many
revised
pages
and updated?
How many pages have pictures, man? Come on.
Okay, let's see. Not a lot. There are pictures in it though.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's a good start. And get people like me interested.
There's drawings in there too, if you want to go back to the beginning.
Okay. All right.
Because it was before photos.
Yeah.
Yes, and paintings. But for the common defense by Alan R. Millett and Peter Maslowski, these two knocked it out of the park. And they've just been revising and updating it for years. But if you ever take a college American military history class, this is pretty much the book you're going to have to read.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now,
it is
have they
extensive.
updated it? Has there been an update since you've gotten that one? Do you know?
I don't know, honestly.
Okay.
Probably been multiples.
Now, you know, the
Marine
Corps. Sorry, the Marine Corps History Division updated all of the Marine Corps history, the big pamphlet booklet that they have. So they updated it with all the Iraq and Afghanistan and stuff like that. So if you guys don't have a copy of it, you can go to their website. I don't have it on top like right here, but you can go to their website and download it like a PDF version, which is pretty
It'd be
cool.
my third copy of that book. It's
Say it again.
It's been my third copy of that goddamn book, though.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, they just updated it this year, last year.
Yeah. But and the transition, especially for 9th Marines, that's going to be interesting. And then the closing of 3rd Marines and turn into a littoral combat LCR. Is that what it is?
I want to say it goes all the way up to well, probably not last year, but I don't even know where exactly it stops, to be honest with you. I need to look that up.
I can't keep up.
Yeah.
That's been
rough. Time keeps on marching.
The History Division, that's what they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no,
they do
if you
a
want to
fantastic
start,
job.
These are used all over the place, especially around a college campus, because if you ever take a military history class, a whole class is buying these, and I think it was $20 back in the day. But I always recommend starting here if you want to know about American military history.
$20, it is nowhere close to that nowadays.
You can probably find them online for about $20. You can probably find them used on Amazon for $5 if you really dig them. So,
that's a good point. Yeah.
This is kind of the foundational work for American military history. So,
trying to find that the other. All right, awesome. Thanks, Jess. Much appreciated. Hey, we'll go over to Joe, man. Joe, what do you got for us?
So, my words of wisdom is not necessarily going to be a humdinger, but I had a gunny once tell me when I was a young corporal and I was coming to the end of my enlistment, and I was so pissed off. I had just been NJP'd, and I was not happy with the Marine Corps at all. And I was talking to the gunny, and I was telling him, I can't wait to get out, get my DD 214. This whole system's broke and it's jacked. And he told me, he said, Devil Dog, if you know that the system is broken and you decide to get out, they win. If you really want to do something about it, then you stay in until the point that you can affect change, and you affect it. Because if you get out, everybody else behind you is going to suffer the same thing that you are. And that's really stuck with me through the years, and has helped me persevere through trying times, to get to the point where I can affect change.
Nice.
So that those words of wisdom, and then also just a small comment, Jess, when you do your book thing, let us know also if it's available on Audible. I don't know about you guys. I listen to a lot of audiobooks.
I just started that. Yeah.
I'd
be kind of curious.
If I'm on long drives, or if I'm out working in the garage, or whatever, I put my AirPods in, and I've knocked out a ton of books listening to this stuff. Some people aren't readers, but they can sit there and they can listen and absorb the information. When you talk about these books, definitely let us know if they're available on Audible or any type of listening system, because I think that reaches a broader audience than just reading a hardback.
It is available in Audible. It's also a 13th edition from 1607 to 2012. So, and it's so they've added another author too. But it's 33 hours of listening if you really want to keep to it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
So, hey, real quick, the Marine Corps' history book that they have goes all the way up to 2025. So that was the latest update, was chapter 10, 2001 to 2025.
And if you would allow me to, for all the listeners out there that are jarheads and are not affiliated with the Marine Corps League, every time I'm on here, I'm always going to plug the Marine Corps League. Please check out your local Marine Corps League detachment. If you don't know about the Marine Corps League, it is the only congressionally chartered veterans organization specifically for Marines or FMF corpsmen. Check it out. I've run into several Marines that don't know about the Marine Corps League. Inquire about it, ask about it, join up, join the brotherhood. It's a great system. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll add on to that because we're moving to our Army brethren. But you can also, if you're in another branch of service, you can join as an associate member of the Marine Corps League. So I know that Chris over there has to be an associate member of the Marine Corps League. Is that right?
Oh, he's on the ropes right now.
He's on the ropes? Okay. All right. All right. All right, Chris, what words of wisdom do you got for us?
Wow. I go back to, I was out of the MP Academy for 2 weeks. We get a 911 call.
Uh-huh.
Husband's got a gun. He wants to kill himself and the baby, and he's drunk. 15 minutes later, we had him in the D cell. Those 15 minutes took me 4 days to remember what happened.
Wow.
It took me 4 days to remember what happened during that time. Nobody reached out. I didn't reach out. Back in those days, you know, it was different. You sucked it up and drove on. Over the years, programs started coming out, and having those programs available to reach out, or having people reach out to others, have come a long way.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. If something's going on, talk to somebody. You know,
absolutely.
Having piped at, I don't know, countless funerals. Just during the COVID season, I don't know, we did like 30 some funerals.
Wow.
You know? So if you're ever in a position where you don't think there's anything left, call somebody, talk to somebody, reach out, you know, or if you notice somebody in a position like that, you know, ask them, hey,
yeah,
you know, it was, you know, not every story is, I mean, I don't have stories like some of the combat vets, but you know, I can only imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, Chris, man. That was awesome.
Right on.
Thank you. Yeah. All right, let's jump down. Mike, what do you got for us, man?
Just short and sweet.
All right.
Much wisdom often goes with the fewest words.
Ooh. No, I understand why you said short and sweet now. That's pretty good. I like what you did there. That was good. All right, Jim, what do you got for us, man?
Just remember that no matter what you're going through, you just keep putting one foot in the other. Hope is always in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Good word. And Jim, you're a heck of an example of that. And you know, I commend you for what you're doing. I love you, man. You know, keep up the fight, and we're here for you. So,
thank you.
Absolutely, man. All right, we all know what the time is, and we're all excited. I don't know. I'm excited. You guys excited? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, me too. Here we go.
Let it rip.
Bringing up the rear. What's Sergeant Major Marco Lachlan? He hates that. I guarantee you. I mean, he's not the bring up the rear guy. He's the hard charger out front. So that eats at him. You know it does. You know it does. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that, Mark. I apologize.
No worries. No worries at all.
What do you got for us?
Okay. Pain is the tuition you pay for any and all achievement in life. Quit early and you paid for nothing.
Ooh, dang. Whew. I tell you, man, I don't know where you come up with all this stuff, Mark, but I am definitely not even close to your your category and what you got going on. It's amazing. So thanks for that. That was good.
And
Very
the
good.
doctors want to know I stay motivated.
That's right. Yeah.
Damn right, Jim.
All I hear is I ought to be dead. And I go, but I'm not.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Here. That's awesome. Well, shoot, fellas. It is that time. Thank you all for coming on and doing this. Much appreciated. I love you all. And I'll close this one out the same way I always do. And Chris already hit on it, so he makes my job that much easier. But for everybody out there, if you are struggling, you do need help, the VA does have some good resources. You can always dial 988, press option 1. You can always text 838-255 or go to veteranscrisisline.net, click on that chat icon. Any of those options will put you in contact with somebody that can help you out. But remember, one veteran life loss is one too many. I care about you. The crew cares about you. The whole veteran community cares about you. So please reach out for help. And if you're out there, you're not struggling, reach out to the buddies you serve with. Ask them how they're doing. If they need that helping hand, please give it to them. All right, fellas, one last time. Thank you very much. To all the listeners out there, stay motivated. Change your socks.
Kara.
No more 22. On to the journey and finish the fight.